Oh, good afternoon. I'm going to present the solutions to the SAC in 3 parts. Part 1 is question 1, and then part 2 and 3 is question 2 and 3. Before I go through it, I just want to read some of the instructions on the front, because some of you will wonder why should I get a mark for that? Well, it's a SAC, it's an assessment, so you need to put as much as you can into it. You need to do as much as your hand and your mind can put on that paper, which means don't leave a reason out. If you are answering a yes/no answer, don't just say yes, don't just say no. You need to put in a reason. Otherwise, you just go get a 50% chance of getting it correct if it's just a yes answer. Mathematical working completed by hand will be viewed favorably, as will general solutions where appropriate. Now, I mentioned that you need to present the pen and paper method, use the calculator to back it up. If you used your calculator where you could have done pen and paper, this is where other students will pick up marks where you don't. Let's have a look at part 1. Okay, I didn't draw the diagram, but you've got the picture on your test. I'd like to just go straight through and show you where the marks are collected as well. So assume there's a set of Cartesian axes with the original in the southeast corner of the west building. So a lot of you did that. So you've got a just put a building here, and you've got a point A here, and then you've got a building on you've got the east building and the west building. You've got a point B. Okay, so you understood that there was this y-axis through point and an x-axis through point A. Now, so what are the coordinates of the point A? Point A is 0, 0. If this is going to work, it doesn't seem to be working. Let's try it slowly. Okay. 0, 0. And point B across 60 meters and up 10 meters. So it's 60, 10. Right, that's all you had to do, is state the coordinates. That's worth 1 mark. Find the equation represented by the boundary of a tree. Well, the tree was placed somewhere in this position, 24 meters across and 9 meters up, and it had a radius of 3. So part B, let's just put that over here. Oh, by the way, I know I've already said that's worth a mark. Okay, part B, the tree is circular. Did we need to say that? Well, it's not worth a mark, but yes, you should have actually said this, the tree is a circle. Therefore, the formula that we're going to use is x minus some center value and y minus some center value equals r squared. Now, if you just said that, you would get 1 mark if you didn't do anything else. However, you needed to state the formula. Therefore, the center value for x would be actually, I'm going to just put in here the center is 24.9, radius equals 3, therefore x minus 24 squared y minus 9 squared equals 3 squared. Okay, and that's worth a mark. Now, if you just said the equation, I'll give you 2 marks, but we're starting to see that's worth 1 mark. That was worth 2 marks. Okay. Part C. Find the equation of the parabola which passes through A and joins smoothly at the front of the wall of the east building. The front of the wall, if it joins smoothly, if I can just draw that a little bit better. If it joins smoothly with the front of the building, there's the front of the building here, and it even says horizontal. So if it's going to join that smoothly, a smooth means the gradient will be the same, and the horizontal gradient, that means the gradient will be 0. To meet it smoothly, it passes through. So let's look, it's the parabola. We're going to say y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and it passes through the criteria. It passes through 0, 0. We're told that at point A. It passes through point B, 60, 10. We're told, we know that A and B is 60, 10. Smoothly, at B, that means it'll have a gradient of 0 when x equals 60. All right. So there's our 3 criteria. Let's look at the first criteria. Substitute 0, 0, substitute SUB. 0 equals a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. Okay, therefore 0 equals c. That's equation 1. And we've got a mark already. Now, if you just said c equals 0, I will give you a mark. In part 2, you actually, when they say part 2, there's a word show, S-H-O-W. You can't just state c equals 0. You've got to show it. So you've got to actually substitute where did it come from. Okay, so let's look at substitute. I'll carry on up here. Substitute 60, 10. Therefore, 10 equals a times 60 squared, b times 60 plus 10, 3,600a, 60b. Well, that's not a 10. That's plus 0, because we already know it's c. There's a second equation. You could divide everything by 10. You don't have to, but we will, because it's a test and we want to keep everything simple and correct. That's equation 2. We've just got another mark. Let's substitute x equals 60 into the derivative, because m is 0. So the derivative will be 0 equals 2ax plus b. Actually, I'll just put here, that's what the gradient equals, because it's the derivative. Or you could put y dash. So 0 equals 2a times 60 plus b. Therefore, 0 equals 120a plus b. And there is another criteria, another equation, and that's worth a mark. Now, to solve these two, you get a mark. So let's solve them. And I'm going to take equation 3 and triple it. Actually, I'll make it by -3 to make that -360. So 0 times -3 is 0. 120 times -3. B times -3 is -3b. Now I'll add equation 2 underneath that, 360A plus 6B. Now this is elimination. You could use substitution. Substitution is fine. If you said B equals negative 120A, and then you put negative 120A up there, that's fine. I'm just using elimination. 0, 3B, therefore B equals a third. Now we've just got a mark for your solving, whether you use substitution or elimination. We've got a mark for B. We want to substitute B equals a third, and I'll put it into any equation. Let's just put it into equation 2. 1 equals 360A plus 6 times a third. So that's 2. So take 2 across to be minus 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Therefore, A equals negative 1 over 360. So we've just got ourselves another mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 marks already. Our 8th mark is to say, therefore, our parabola is y equals negative 1, 360 x squared plus a third x. All right, and just for stating your parabola, that's worth a mark. That's your correct answer. All right, so 8 marks for part C. Okay. D, is the parabola you have found the only one that meets the given criteria? Okay, A is a constant. A, there's no parameter in A. It's C is 0, so there's no variable there. B is 1/3, no variable there. It's constant 1/3. A is negative 1, 360, no parameter there. So we say yes. By the way, yes gets your mark. However, for the other mark, y, yes, since there is only one specific value for A, B, and C, for specific value for each value, each variable A, B, and C, no parameters exist in this result. If there's a parameter, then you get a family of parabolas. So if there is a variable in there, then it's a family of variables, not a consistent one. So to state that there's no parameter, or to state that there's only one specific constant for A, B, and C, that is your mark. That is why you're answering yes. Just to say yes is correct, but we're dealing with an assessment, competitive, and you need to give a reason why your answer is better than other students in Victoria and around the world studying this, trying to earn application points for their SAC. That's worth 2 marks. Draw a sketch of your wall in your answer script on a scaled set of axes. Okay, you need a scaled set of axes. You could use the you could have used the graph paper, and it makes it easy. Every square can be a scale, and if you just use blank paper, I will measure the ruler and see that you've put each of these in the correct positions and labeled the axis correct. $10, $20, $30, $40. Okay, let's put our points that are 60, 10. It said to label them. Label all important points. So we'll put 0, 0, 60, 10. So just to put your endpoints, to label your endpoints, you would have got a mark. You get a mark if there is if you've got a scaled set of axes. Now you get a mark for a smooth parabola because it's a parabola, right? Not a rough parabola. If you draw it roughly, please rub it out and do it again, but it's too late now. So you have to try to draw a parabola. Now there's a little dip in that. I'm just going to rub it out and do it again because this is for a test. And you try to draw it as smooth as you can, showing that that's an endpoint. Now the final part says, what would be the impact of this wall? Let's just see. You should have, there's 24.9. Actually, how do I do that? Let me just, if you've done this correctly, you'll see that that line passes through the circle. So the impact, yes, the impact of the wall on the tree will be back to the wall on the tree is that it passes through. And what did we call it? It said the tree, there's a tree with a 3-meter radius, passes through the tree, so it may be damaged or requires trimming if you want to build that wall through that tree. So this is the practicality of the situation, and that's worth a mark. So we've got 4 marks for part E. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 marks altogether so far. All right, so this is question 1. Let's leave it at that. I'll go and prepare question 2 and 3. Until next time, stay happy.